Hello, everybody. It's Carmela here, your favorite business coach, here to talk to you today even more about the mindset. I enjoyed our time together on yesterday as we talked about our current belief system and how that faulty belief system can cause us to leave money on the table. Today, we're going to be talking about another thought process, the infinite mindset versus the finite mindset. And I want you to identify which one you are. And then I'm going to share with you some ways that you can make some adjustments in your thought process, because finite has an end and infinite doesn't. And I'm going to share with you how that relates to business. Just give me 15 minutes. Hang out with me today for about 15 minutes. And then I'm going to give you some tips on how you can move your business forward. For those of you who don't know me, I am a business coach. I have been now for 5 years. We started this business in 2015 officially as a business, but I was doing coaching long before that. I just didn't know that's what it was called. And many of us have found ourselves in that kind of situation, right? Where you're doing something and you didn't even know that there was a title to it. Hey there, Andrea, thanks for joining us. And so when you come on, I want you to do a couple of things. I just want you to say hello. Let me know that you're there. The second thing I want you to do, if you know of an entrepreneur that could use a little bit of encouragement, why don't you tag them in this video or share it with them so that they can be encouraged as well. I did this training, a little bit of this training inside of my group on last week, but I wanted to do it publicly and just share it from a slightly different perspective, give you a few more examples on today. Hey, Talisha. I can't wait till you reveal all the great things that you got going on and that you're going to be releasing to the world. We need you is what I'm going to say. We need you, and we need those gifts and ideas that God has placed on the inside of you. As a business coach, I'm an implementation coach, So I'm not just about information. I'm about implementation. I want you to get results. My clients get results. We work together, and I may not be the easiest to work with because I believe in accountability. Like, you're going to set your goals. And then if you didn't hit those goals, it's okay, but we're going to dig down and find out why. And a lot of times I realize, hey, Angelica, a lot of times I realize the main reason why entrepreneurs fail to hit their goal is not that they don't have the tools and resources. It's not that they don't have the products that they need to sell. It's right here. It's because we have the wrong mindset. Many of us, everybody is not called to full-time entrepreneurship, and that's perfectly fine. But you can't run your business as if you are an employee. See, as an employee, they tell us what to do, when to go to work. You know, you have those boundaries. You have somebody watching over you. Hey, Chandra, thanks for jumping on. But as an entrepreneur, you got to have an intrinsic motivation. You got to get up if nobody tells you get up. If you just keep showing up late for your own business, then the only person that suffers is you and your business. So you have to have that internal drive on the inside of you as an entrepreneur. And so that's why I deal a lot with the mindset. I call it the CEO mindset, because once we shift it here, once we get it here, once we see it here, then we can really begin to affect change in our business. Hey, Miss B. So let's jump into this thing today, because I know many of you on your lunch break. So you give me your 15 minutes and we're going to dive in. On today, we're talking about the finite mindset of an entrepreneur versus the infinite mindset. If you want to dig real deep into this, a lot of this I got from Mr. Simon Sinek, Sinek. So this is not an original thought process. As an entrepreneur, you have to do personal growth and development. And so I'm certified through the John Maxwell team. So I get an abundance of my leadership training through the JMT faculty. But I also listen to different people. Hey, Dr. Jones. And Simon Sinek is one of those people that I was introduced to through the JMT family. And I love his infinite mindset training. Now listen at this. Here we go. Their finite means that there are clear players, that there is a clear end to the game, and that there is a clear winner. When you think of a finite game, I want you to think of baseball, think of basketball, think of football. You know, there is a winner, and the winner is declared. And unfortunately, a lot of times in business, we're competing against people who are not playing a finite game. I'm going to make this plain. Is as an infinite player, infinite means it is limitless and it is impossible to measure. Infinite means that there is no end. When there is an infinite game, if one player drops out of the game, another player jumps in because the goal is to keep on playing. The goal of an infinite player, hey there, is to play as long as I can, to stay in the game as long as I can. Now, you got your finite, clear players, clear rules, clear boundaries, a clear winner is declared and the game is over. You have your infinite players. An infinite player, you cannot measure it. It is limitless, and we don't play to win, we play to keep playing. When you have an infinite mindset as an entrepreneur, you don't play the game to win. You're not working your business to beat somebody so that you can say you won something, because we don't play to win. We play to keep playing. Somebody drop that in the comments. Keep playing. We play to keep playing. Our goal, when you have an infinite mindset as an entrepreneur, is not to arrive and then we shut our businesses down and we close our businesses. No, our mindset as an infinite entrepreneur is to continue this business. Even after I'm gone, the next generation can carry on my business. And when they're gone, that third generation can carry on that business. You see what I'm saying? So there's a total difference in a finite player and an infinite player. As an infinite mindset entrepreneur, we play to keep playing. That's exactly right. We play to keep playing. Our goal is to stay in the game. Our goal is to keep our business going as long as we can keep our business going. We don't have our business on a time schedule. But let me give you that as an example. Many people, I've heard many people say this. Thank you, Miss B. We play to keep playing. I have heard many people say, I'm going to give my business 1 year. And if my business don't hit this financial goal and we don't hit these goals in 1 year, then I'm going to close it down. Now, first of all, they've already come into the business with a finite mindset. Like there is an end to this thing, right? What happens if you set a goal to hit $80,000 in 1 year and you don't hit the 80,000 in revenue, but what if you hit 50? Instead of celebrating the 50 and tweaking whatever we need to do better the next year, we just quit because we thought that was the only way to determine success in our business. Let me ask you this: on your job, will it take you 3 years to get $80,000 or $100,000 on your job? It's going to take you 3 years. Can you do it in 1 year? Can you do it in 2 years? What if it take you 5 years? Even if you waited 5 years on your job, if you're making $40,000, $50,000 a year, you're not going to get no $50,000 raise in 1 year. You're not going. So this is what I'm saying. Why do we limit our business, but we don't limit the income or what these people are doing on these jobs? That's why you got to change your mindset. You got to change your mindset. What if it take you 3 years to get to the 80,000? What if it take you 3 years in business to get to 100,000? It's worth the investment, because we got to stop. Listen at me. Stop putting a deadline on your success. Stop putting a deadline on your success. Yes, you have a goal, but if I don't hit the goal, the business ain't going to close. We're going to make some adjustments. We're going to see what we need to do better. We're going to make sure we got the right players on the team. We're going to make sure that the mindset of the people that's attached to me, make sure we're all on the same page, right? It's so important that when your team is around you, that everybody is on the same page, that we're all pushing for the same thing. Finite mindset says, if it don't happen in this amount of time, I quit. But the infinite player said, I don't care how long it take me to get there, but I'm going to keep playing until I get there. I'm going to keep making adjustments until I get there. I'm going to keep investing in myself until I get there. I'm going to keep growing until I get there. I'm going to keep switching out the players. So what? People drop off my team. So what? People quit. So what? People walk away. I'm going to keep switching out the players because I play to keep playing. So in this infinite game, the players can change, but the goal is the same. And so we're going to keep going until we get to what we define as success for us and the type of success that we can leave for generations to come. The goal is to stay in the game as long as possible. Stop putting a deadline on your success. That's what's stopping us. I promise you it ain't your competition. It's not that somebody didn't effectively train you. It's not that you didn't have the tools and resources. It's because you wanted it to happen at a certain time. And because it didn't happen at a certain time, you quit on you. That is finite mindset. And you said, well, since it didn't happen in this amount of time, then I'm just going to wait. And it wasn't God's timing. And that's a whole nother story, because we're going to stop blaming God for our lack of momentum or our lack of understanding, because we put a deadline on it, and because God didn't answer it at the time that we thought it should have been, we walked away. And we can't do that. You got to develop. And I said develop because this is a process. It takes time. You got to develop the infinite mindset in your business. There is no end. There is no winner. I'm in this game to keep playing. I refuse to quit on me. The goal is to stay in the game as long as possible. Somebody drop that in the comments. As long as possible. That finite mindset means there's an end to it. And that we're going to, it's got to happen by a certain time. Our goal is to have an infinite mindset when it comes to business. Somebody drop that thing in the comments. As long as possible. This is what I'm going to close with. As long as possible. That's our goal, to stay in the game as long as possible. As long as possible. Infinite players, we need to partner with other infinite players. And if you bring people in on your teams and into your business who do not understand that you are playing this game to keep playing, then you have to do what I'm doing right now. And let's continue to work on the mindset and the thought process. Because as an entrepreneur, our goal is to stay in business as long as possible. And if I do get ready to retire and my kids don't want this business, then I want to build the kind of business that I can sell to somebody else, and it's still going to net me a profit. And I'll still be able to put that money in the bank for my grandkids' college fund or whatever I want to do, because the goal is to stay in business as long as possible. The goal is to get repeat customers that want to stay connected to me as long as possible. The goal is to be able to shift and to learn and to grow as an entrepreneur as long as possible. I refuse to quit on me. Say that again. And because I'm in business as long as possible. That's what I want you to understand on today. Do not give your success a deadline. All you got to have to be to work for, all you got to have to develop this mindset or be able to stay in this game as long as possible. That's right, Angelica. We got to pray for the people that's on our team and help them transition, because we didn't start out with an infinite mindset. Somebody taught us. Somebody poured into us. Somebody was patient with us. Somebody explained it to us. And if we're going to be effective leaders, then it's our responsibility to make sure that our team understands and that our team knows how to shift. Longevity is the name of the game. We play to keep playing. You might be playing to win, but I'm going to keep playing. That's how I play. And so you got to have three things. One, you got to have a purpose. This is what we're telling you to develop your why. Why are you in business? What are you going to use the funds for? Some of us are using the funds to do all kinds of things, but the thing that's most near and dear to my heart is it can fund your outreach. The money that you bring in, it can help somebody that needs the help. You can, one of the things that we do is we partner with our domestic violence shelter, and I'm doing some vision board parties with them now virtually. It ain't just for 1 month. It's an ongoing partnership. But my business allows me to be able to sow that time over there, to sow those gifts over there. And so you got to have a purpose, and the purpose have to go beyond you. Your purpose can't just be to make extra money, because you can work overtime and work and make extra money. Being an entrepreneur is hard work. Don't let nobody fool you. Don't let nobody fool you. Y'all know that myth. They say when you do what you love, you never work a day in your life. No, when you're running your own business, you're working every day of your life. You got to learn how to balance it. You know, you got to take breaks and things like that. I'm not saying you never off, but you're going to work for yourself way more than you ever work for somebody else. So number one, you got to have a purpose. If you're going to be in the infinite game, you got to have a purpose. And let me tell you, that why changes from time to time. So maybe your why was to pay off your truck. Well, what happens when you pay the truck off? Then you gotta keep growing. Just like you have that infinite mindset when it comes to your business, you want to keep playing the game. It's the same thing with your why and your purpose. It should be evolving. It is a living, breathing document. Don't write down your why and then throw it in the drawer somewhere. You must see it. Put it up on a sticky note. You need to see it, because when you see your purpose, what happens is your subconscious begin to make course corrections. You will find yourself seeing things and making decisions that's getting you closer to what your purpose, your goal, and your why is. And your subconscious will help you as well as those intentional decisions that you're making. You got to have a purpose. The second thing you got to have is a team. You got to have a team. A lot of times we're trying to do everything by ourselves. And I know as solopreneurs, there are certain businesses we can run by ourselves, but you got to also know when to bring in some help. You got to know when to have encouragement. And when I say a team, the team may not be an employee. The team may be just surrounding yourself with like-minded people that can push you, that won't make it easy for you to quit. Now, I said something right now. I hope you caught that. Number two is a team. Surround yourself with people that don't make it easy for you to quit. They won't make it easy for you to quit. I know your mama love you, and mama don't want to see you struggle. I know your sister love you, but your sister don't want to see you struggle. Your sister don't want to see you make that sacrifice in that business, because you know that money need to go to the light bill, right? But you got to, as an entrepreneur, you have a different type of conversation. You make a different level of investment. You have to know how to take, and I'm going to say this, healthy sacrifices, because I'm not telling you turn your lights off to run your business, but I'm telling you that maybe you need to cut out eating out so that you can have the income that you need to invest in your business, right? There are some things that you will cut off and give up so that you can make some healthy sacrifices for your business. You've got to surround yourself with the right kind of people that's talking right. You get around somebody and they ain't talking right, you need to make some moves. And the third thing you got to have is the courage to lead. You got to have the courage to lead. It doesn't matter if you don't have employees and you don't have these type of people, but you still got to have courage to lead. I have to have courage to get up every day, dress up, and hit this live button and come on here and work and talk about the CEO mindset so that we can shift our mindset and our thought processes. I have to have the courage to give away certain content for free so that people will understand that I am a business coach. And if you can get results with the free stuff, imagine what happens with those people that's in my paid programs. It's a whole nother ball game. It's a whole nother ball game, because you get that one-on-one time. You have a different level of access to me. So our goal is to stay in the game as long as possible. I'm talking to some people today who are looking to shift to having the infinite mindset of an entrepreneur. There is no end. We keep going. We keep going. Remember, we have 3 different things that we have going on. We have the Couplepreneurs Academy that kicks off at the end of May. The Couplepreneurs Academy is for spouses or for life partners who are in business together. Even though the dynamics of what you bring to the table may be different, If you and your spouse and you and your significant other are in business together, then you may be a candidate for the Couplepreneurs Academy. It's 4 months of training. It's 4 months of you get one-on-one coaching. You get 8 group sessions. We give you blueprints for success, customizable templates to build out your budget, your money wheel, your pricing. Oh, I meant to bring I meant to pull that up for y'all and tell you. I had a story about pricing. Oh, I can remember it. And this is what we're going to close with too. I'm going to come back to that story on pricing. But we help you with your pricing and making sure your numbers are right. So when you're in my academy, the number of people that you work with may decrease, but the profit will increase because you are streamlining who your clients are. You're getting very clear on the message that you bring to the table. So the Couplepreneurs Academy is $19.97. It's a 4-month academy. We have the couples workshop, which is April 10th. It is a 90-minute intensive workshop where we're focusing on your revenue wheel and your budget. And so it's a working workshop, but it's all virtual. Everything I'm talking to you about is virtual. So where you are doesn't matter. One of my clients is in Canada. So we have an international company because we do everything virtually. So we have that 1-day workshop for the couples. Both husband and wife are not required to be on that workshop together, but at least one of you want to be there so you can get the information. If you join the academy at $19.97, you can come to the workshop for free. The workshop is $49. You can find the link to all of my sessions on my website. It's carmelawilliams.com/calendar. It's also linked in the description. And if you're not married and you want to work together, then I have the Power Hour where we get together for 1 hour. And the Power Hour is another great tool where we dig deep. And you tell me what that thing is we're focusing on. I'll help you identify 2 blind spots in business, because a lot of times there's little things, small adjustments we can make just by having a new set of eyes on your business. It'll help you. And then the other thing is I'll help you come up with at least one income generating idea. Typically it's more than that, but there'll be at least one. And so those things are open. The Power Hour, you get to book the day and time right on my calendar that works for you. The workshop is April the 10th. And then the Couplepreneurs Academy, 4 months, it kicks off at the end of May. And we are excited and looking forward to working with you. Let me tell you this story. I think my daughter sent it to me. My daughter sent it to me the other day, and I can pull it up right here. I'm going to share it with you because I think that is very appropriate. I shared it in church on Sunday. I think it's very appropriate. So there was a large ship. Put my glasses on. There was an extremely large ship that had broke down. Here we go. A giant ship's engine broke down and no one could repair it. So they hired a mechanical engineer with over 40 years of experience. He inspected the engine very carefully from top to bottom. After seeing everything, the engineer unloaded the bag and pulled out a small hammer. He knocked something gently. Soon the engine came to life again. The engine has been fixed. 7 days later, the engineer mentioned that the total cost of preparing the giant ship was $20,000. And he told this to the ship's owner. "What?" said the owner. "You did almost nothing. I demand a detailed build." The engineer said, "That's simple. Tap with a hammer, $2. Know where to knock and how much to knock. $19,998. If I do a job in 30 minutes, it's because I spent 20 years learning how to do that job in 30 minutes. You owe me for the years, not for the minutes." I think I always tell my clients, your customers can't afford your prices. I want you to let that sink in. Your customers can't afford your prices. If you have a set price, that's not what I'm talking about. But when you're offering a service and people start saying, or a product, and people saying, "Oh, that costs too much, that costs too much," don't take that personal, because your customers, they're not your customer. Your customer can afford your prices. They are not paying you for that one garment. They are not paying you for the time that you're spending together. They are paying you for the years that it took you to become an expert in your area. They are paying you for the years that it took you to be able to determine that this is a quality product that I'm giving you. So my clients can afford my prices. It does not matter if they can't afford them. If pricing is the only reason that they won't work with me, then that means that they are not my clients. And you got to understand that and think that same way for yourself, because people connect with you. And if you are people work with you because they know, like, and trust you. They know, like, and trust you. If they know that you are going to deliver, if they know that you are a person of integrity, and they know that you're going to get them the results that they need, your clients will pay your prices. Remember that. Everybody is not your customer, and you got to be okay with that. So I thought that story was an amazing story. I really like it. But today, our time together was about, and I went 25 minutes, our time together was about the infinite mindset of an entrepreneur. So stop sabotaging yourself. Stop putting a limit on your success. Let it take as long as it takes. Just stay in the game. You can rest, but don't quit. Keep working. I love you guys, and I'll be back again soon.